finds it exceeds typical safety norms: strong foundations, rust-proof fittings. Picture a proud father standing tall on his wooded property, hands blistered from weekends of honest labor. He's crafted a sturdy wooden crossing over a babbling stream, all to give his children a secure path to their woodland play fortress. The aroma of newly cut timber hangs in the air. Birds sing in celebration, and everything feels right. Until a luxury vehicle rolls in. Out steps a neighborhood enforcer in pricey activewear, armed with a notepad and a smug grin. She issues a hefty penalty for daring to enhance his own backyard. This working-class tradesman who solves real problems daily now faces a battle. The vehicle's door shuts with finality, but he's ready to fight back in ways that will leave lasting lessons. What secrets lurk in neighborhood rule books that could turn this simple project into a full-blown war? Meet a resilient dad in his mid-40s, navigating life after a long marriage ends. His focus? Creating a welcoming home for his 2 kids during their visits, and rediscovering hands-on work that his former spouse never valued. He finds a rustic retreat on 2 acres of forest, complete with a sparkling waterway winding through the yard. The sound of flowing water promises peace, and his children instantly envision epic adventures in a giant oak on the opposite bank. But crossing means risky leaps over slick stones or wading through rising currents. Determined to protect them, he invests sweat and savings into a reliable walkway, measuring, fastening, and finishing with care that heals old wounds. How could one woman's arrival shatter this peaceful family haven like a storm crashing through? Enter the self-proclaimed guardian of neighborhood perfection, a middle-aged power player married to a successful professional, residing in the area's most impressive estate. For years, she's led the local homeowners group, patrolling in her high-end ride with custom plates, eyeing every lawn and mailbox. Whispers say she measures grass length religiously and calls urgent gatherings over minor details. Her targets? Newcomers who don't match her elite vision, especially those without flashy cars or country club ties. On a beautiful fall morning, as the father admires his kid's safe passage to fun, her vehicle crunches up the drive. Dressed expensively, notepad ready, she approaches with false politeness, ready to disrupt everything. What hidden rules was she about to unleash that no one saw coming?
She marches across the grass with clicking steps, flashing a phony smile that doesn't reach her eyes. Greeting the homeowner like an intruder, she flips through official-looking pages and points to the new structure. Without board approval, it violates standards meant to safeguard home values, she claims. He counters that it's fully on his land, built safely for his family. Undeterred, she hands over a violation notice demanding removal and a steep initial fee plus daily penalties. A wise elderly neighbor pauses nearby, listening intently, sensing injustice. When the enforcer's past unapproved projects get mentioned, tension spikes, but the notice is delivered, and her departure leaves a trail of uncertainty. Could a quick check with city experts flip this power play upside down?
A municipal inspector arrives unannounced, examining the walkway with professional scrutiny. He finds it exceeds typical safety norms: strong foundations, rust-proof fittings, even thoughtful water management. The enforcer shows up again, pushing false safety concerns, but the expert shuts her down. No permits needed for such private builds. He praises the craftsmanship openly, leaving her flustered. Her repeated complaints to his office are exposed, highlighting obsession over facts. As he drives off commending the work, the balance shifts. The dad realizes her tactics rely on fear, not truth. The enforcer launches a digital campaign, creating a group filled with altered images and alarmist posts about the dangerous addition ruining the area. She rallies allies with dramatic warnings, but backlash builds fast. Locals defend the solid design, share positive experiences, and question her motives. Even the dad's ex-spouse publicly supports the safety feature for their kids. Comments expose inconsistencies, turning her attack into evidence of overreach. The virtual battle reveals patterns others have endured silently. What legal weaknesses in her operation were waiting to be uncovered? A reluctant attorney relative arrives as reinforcement, threatening liens over violations. But probing questions reveal the group's legal status hasn't been renewed in over a year, making every action invalid. State records confirm no filings, no authority, and questionable money trails. A sharp retiree neighbor shares years of tracked evidence, selective penalties on vulnerable residents, funds funneled personally. Over $10,000 misdirected, all under false pretenses. This isn't oversight, it's calculated deception. How would united residents turn the tables with coordinated action?
Victims gather in the dad's home, spreading proof across tables. Nurses, gardeners, seniors, each with stories of drained budgets from bogus charges. They calculate losses, map targeting patterns, and plan filings with state consumer protection, fraud units, and media. Digital tools make reporting simple and powerful when done together. Roles assigned, evidence compiled, the group transforms into a force for accountability. What desperate escalations would push her campaign into dangerous territory?
She contacts the dad's employer with wild accusations, tries influencing schools about unsafe homes, even triggers welfare checks, all aimed at his job, kids, and custody. But patterns emerge, multiple families harassed similarly. Authorities note the vindictiveness, scheduling routine visits while seeing through the motives. Her stalking presence outside his house only fuels resolve. How would a public gathering expose everything in spectacular fashion?
An emergency assembly becomes her stage, complete with doctored visuals and dramatic claims. But residents challenge falsehoods, demand qualifications, and share impacts. The dad reveals state investigations into theft and abuse of power. Victims speak out, media questions fly, and an officer serves papers. Chaos erupts as truth dismantles her control. What lasting changes would rise from the ashes of this confrontation?
Half a year on, the crossing thrives as a communal treasure, etched with symbols of liberty and hosting joyful gatherings. Stolen funds return through court order, fueling scholarships, conservation, and festivals celebrating skill and unity. New leadership ensures openness, preventing future abuse. The dad mentors others nationwide, inspiring reforms. Property values soar thanks to the unique feature. Family bonds strengthen, and the enforcer fades into strict conformity elsewhere. This tale proves ordinary courage can rebuild communities stronger, reminding us all to question authority, document wisely, and stand together. A simple act of protection became a beacon of triumph over tyranny.